What's up, everybody? My name is Mike Lamott. I'm the founder of ChartYourTrade.com. I believe that everybody can and should be successful in the stock market. Today, I am shooting on location. I'm actually at Stocktoberfest East, and what I have for you today is 5 tips from Tim Kennedy. Tim Kennedy is a former UFC fighter, and he's also in special ops. And I was listening to a podcast that he was being interviewed on with Tim Ferriss, and 5 things from that interview jumped out at me that we could apply as traders, and we could apply to our trading and to our lives. Tip number 1, hurry up and fail. So, well, what Tim was talking about in his situation was that he would practice jiu-jitsu, and he would want to fail and fail quickly, because every time that he would fail, he would learn. And so the quicker that he's failing, the quicker that he's able to learn. So for us as traders, the way that I've seen that, the way that I've actually applied this, is that it's better for us to fail early. When we have a trade and the trade turns out to be a losing trade, it's much better for that losing trade to end up losing within first couple of days of a trading, rather than for us to hold on to that loser and to find out that it's a losing trade several weeks, several months later on. We want to hurry up and fail so that way we can get to our winners. Tip number 2 from Tim is to be the gray man. Now, what he was talking about was in his special ops training that it actually was not a good thing to go and be way ahead of the pack. So if they were training, if they're running, it's not good to go and be far ahead of everybody. They would actually try to beat that out of them through a wide variety of tactics. You want to be a part of the pack. It's more about like beating the ego out of us. Like, well, we shouldn't want to try to maximize the return every time that we go out. We don't want to get out at the top. We're never going to get out at the top. We're never going to get in at the absolute bottom. If we're trying to do that in our trading, it's kind of like a fool's errand, right? Like, what we're trying to do is capture the bulk of the move. Wait for those consolidations to form. Wait for the market to confirm that something that we're interested in is breaking out. Then try to latch onto those trends, and then wait for those trends to consolidate again. And then after that, wait for them to start to break down and then exit. We are not trying to capture the top or the bottom. We're interested in the bulk of the move. And that is my takeaway of trying to be the gray man. Tip number 3 from Tim. This is real easy. Just start. So many of us are afraid to start. So many of us feel as though the odds are stacked against us, that the markets are too hard, too complicated, that we're all just better off either giving our money away to somebody else, let them deal with it, or just putting it into a bank account, or just spending it, or not saving or doing it at all. That I feel as though it's just simply not true. I'm somebody that started out that has separate full-time job, family, household obligations, and I just taught this stuff myself, and it took me years and years and years to get better. But part of what I'm hoping to do for you guys, and with this channel, and with everything, and being part of the community, is to help you be inspired that yes, you can do this. Hopefully help you not have that steep learning curve that I had, help you learn a little bit quicker, and that yes, you absolutely can do it. Just start small. Open up a Robinhood account. We were just talking about Robinhood inside. Howard Lindzen was talking about Robinhood, that you could start a Robinhood account with I think as little as like $1, or you might even be able to open it up without depositing anything, and you can trade for free, so no transaction fees at all. So the barrier to entry to learn how to do this is nothing, right? Like you can put in $5 and start trying to trade that, And just to get your feet wet, just to kind of learn the mechanics of it, yeah, you're not going to turn $5 by itself into $1 million overnight, but it's so much better to just start with something and start to learn now, start to learn with a little bit, so that way when you do start to accumulate and have a lot, then you're not starting from scratch, starting all this education, and then you really have something to lose. So just start now, start small, and just do it. Tip number 4 from Tim: keep the blood in the good guys. So the way that I like to think of this is we want to cut our losses. The good guy is our portfolio, and the bad guys that are shooting at us are all those losing trades. So it really matters when we cut our losses quickly. The way that we're going to win in the stock market over the long term is by compounding our gains. The more losses we have, the more blood that we let out, the harder it's going to be for us to compound our gains. When we think about it, when we think of compounding, it takes, if we have a 10% loss, I think that it takes about 11% to get back to even. When we have a much larger loss, like say if we have a 50% loss, then it takes 100% just to get back to even. So the smaller the loss that we have, the much easier it is for us to compound our gains and get back to even. That's how we keep the blood in the good guys, keep the blood in your portfolio, and knock out the bad guys, knock out those losses. Finally, tip number 5 from Tim is train your mind what normal is. This comes into play about pattern recognition. So if we're constantly studying charts or constantly studying markets, well, we understand what's normal and what's abnormal. A lot of what I like to look at is not just chart patterns, but to study volatility, study different indexes and how they relate to one another, when volatility starts to pick up, when the number of new highs versus new lows. You've seen a lot of this in the market health videos that I put out. If not, I will link it somewhere up here or somewhere certainly down in the description. Check those out. But everything really comes into play with one another, and everything affects everything else in the market. The more we study this, the greater our pattern recognition or understanding what normal is comes into play, and then we're able to see those subtle nuances as they appear. So I hope that you found those perspectives interesting. I certainly did. I hope you enjoy this nice location here at Gustavino's, I think that it's called, here at Stocktoberfest East. Thank you so much for watching. I truly, truly appreciate it. If you have any questions on anything I said at all, please leave it down in the comment section below and I will personally answer you. Also, if you enjoyed this video, click that thumbs up button. That's going to help us out a lot. And make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that way you get every single update. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Take care and have a great day.